Greetings and welcome to my channel, Act 2 Life After 50. My name is Brene Culpepper. Now, some of you might know me as Brene Bradley, but recently I went back to my maiden last name, so I'm Brene Culpepper going forward. I'm a certified life, health, and wellness coach, and I create videos for the mature woman on issues that are of interest to us. My purpose of my videos is to inspire, motivate, inform, educate on issues that make a difference in our lives. Now, what you won't see me doing is videos on fashion, makeup, shopping hauls. There's other people to do that kind of work. But what you will notice probably, my videos are uncut and unedited. At one point in time, I was trying to do all this fancy editing and paying somebody to do it. It's really not about me. To be honest with you, it's about the message that I'm trying to deliver. So forget all that. I'm just shooting videos. Today's topic is surviving the chaos of 2025. And it's crazy out here in this world. But before I get to that, I'd like for you to help me reach other women by liking the video. So please just like it right now, like thumbs up, like it right now. Because I know I watch a lot of videos, and a lot of times, even though I might love the video, I forget to like it. So like it, make a comment. If you ask a question, I'll answer the question. If you ask it like within 24 or 48 hours, subscribe or follow and share it with someone else. That's what I'd love for you to do to help me reach more women. So today is actually March the 3rd, 2025. And since the beginning of this year, I mean, things have been crazy forever, but the beginning of this year, things got really crazy. There's been millions of people fired like on the spot. So these people are going to be in dire straits trying to get their lives back together. Food prices and the prices of all kinds of things, cars, everything, housing has gone up tremendously over the last several months. And there's so much information. It's like information overload. It feels overwhelming. It makes me feel sometimes anxious about what's going on. And some people even say it's scary and they're afraid. But we don't ever want to be scared and afraid. So I thought about it, and I've been working on some things in my own life to make this time not very overwhelming. And so I want to share those things with you. I have 7 things on my list I want to share today, and I'm going to get right to it. So the first thing I would suggest you do is do not overload on information. This is very simple. Turn the TV off. Turn it all off. Take breaks. Don't just constantly listen to these current events and all the things that are going on. Yes, it's important. Yes, you need to be kind of aware, but trust me, if something you really need to know, somebody's going to tell you. So maybe tap in every few days or so, listen, read a couple of things, but don't just have a steady diet of this information. It will depress you. It will make you crazy. So number 1, don't overdose, take breaks. Next, so we got a lot of political things going on, and we live in a political society. And so what you might want to consider is to donate directly, not to some organization, but directly to candidates that support your own values, what's going to make your life better. If food prices are too high for you, then let's focus on that, not some other issue that you really don't even care about. So let's make sure that we support. Now, we just went through a big presidential election, but there are local elections, state elections going on every year. And if you will take a little bit of time to find out who's running and what they stand for, it can help the situation get better. It can help the situation, and know exactly what they will do based on what they have done in the past, not what they tell you they're going to do, because people could tell you anything. The next thing is contact your elected officials that are already in office. By phone is the best way. You can do emails, but tell them what you care about. Make sure that you look first at what is on their agenda, because telling them about things that are not even a bill or not even coming before them is not all that helpful, although you can share that information. But take a little time, see what kinds of bills are on the table, give them your opinion. And if they're not focused on things that you think are important, yes, then let them know. You ought to be focused on the prices of egg. However you can help the prices of eggs and milk and all that. If that's what's important, tell them those things. The next thing you want to consider on my list of 7 things are spending your money intentionally. So if you are around at this time, you know boycott is a big thing for companies who have expressed values that may not support your values. So I would say really for the long haul, not just a day or 2 or a month, think about spending your money intentionally with companies. There are companies out there that support the things that are important to you. Find out who those companies are, find out where those brands are, and focus on supporting those companies. And companies that take a proactive stand against sexism, racism, discrimination. We have disabled people, we have veterans, we have people of color that are pushed to the side sometimes by our society. And what we want to do, what I want to do, is spend my money at places that understand that. They don't try to pretend like it doesn't exist, and they support measures, active measures, real things, not just words. Remember, people can tell you anything. Real words that support what I think is important. That's my responsibility to spend my money in such a case. And let me just tell you something right quick. So there were some of those big companies that I used to spend like all my money with, some of those big companies out there, until they took a stand that was against the stand that I take. Now, my little bit of money, although it's all my money, it's not going to be that much to them. But let me tell you that if everybody thought about spending their money with companies that support them, things might be different. But for me, I have saved so much money recently. Oh my God, hundreds of dollars I've saved. Because it used to be that if I wanted something, boom, just push a button, I would get it. I'd be watching TV at night. Oh, that sounds like a good thing. Push the button, get it. Next day it's delivered at my house. I haven't done that in about 3 weeks. And let me tell you that I have saved so much money that this is going to be a regular thing in my life. I'm just not spending my money like that anymore. So it has also benefited me personally, in addition to the global societal benefit that I think it might have ultimately. And how do I know? I just ask my AI app, which companies support this, which companies do not support that. And I go ahead and that's where I spend my money. I've actually gotten ready to walk into a store and then thought, oh my goodness, they were on the list of companies that don't support whatever. And I just turned my little self around and went on back home and found out another company that did support my values. Another thing you might want to do, and I think this one is critical. If you're watching television or any streaming and you're getting your information from there, even if you just get it from, I'm not going to say any names, but getting your information, determine whether that outlet is conservative, ultra conservative, center, liberal, ultra liberal, because that will help you determine if what they're saying is true or not. To be honest with you, the majority of the programs that we see that are supposed to be news, they're opinions. Those are opinion programs. They're not really news. They might have 10% that's a fact and 90% about just what they think about it. And so, and a lot of times these media outlets, TV, whatever, are owned by a certain handful of ultra rich billion trillionaires, quadrillionaires, whatever they are these days. And you better believe that those stations are going to slant towards the way that their ownership slants. There are no requirements. Back in the day when I was a young person, a child, we had Walter Cronkite, and Walter just told you what the news was. He just told you the facts. You don't know what his opinion is. But now it's all opinion based, and depending upon whether they are conservative, center, or leaning to the right, no, that's conservative, to the left, that's what you're going to get. And then you think it's news when really it's opinion. So if you want to step out of the chaos, get some factual information. And there are some places that you can get factual information from. And that will be very, very, very helpful to keeping your head, keeping you straight with the chaos that's going on in the world today. The next thing is, you might have noticed in 2025, there's some things that are happening all around that appear to be illegal or at the least unconstitutional. And there are many organizations, nonprofit organizations, that are bringing litigation to determine legally whether these things should be so or not so. And these are nonprofits. So you can look them up, do your own research. I'm not going to tell you I give to a particular one, but you do your own research. But there are legal defense funds, and you just say, who's bringing suit against blah, 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 whatever it is that you care about that you think there's a problem with. And you can give $5, $10, whatever you can, because if we want to make a difference, if we want the chaos to calm down, we have to get a handle on things. And it's not outside of our control. We have 3 branches of government and a good God. So, and he stands above all. That leads me to the 7th thing. So I gave you the 6. Don't overdose on information. Donate directly to candidates that support your own beliefs and what you're interested in. Contact your political officials and let them know. Take a little time. Do that. Spend your money intentionally. Learn which news outlets are just opinion versus news, and give to some type of defense fund that is actually bringing suits against things that you believe are not legal or unconstitutional. And the last thing I'll say is pray. So that should have been the first thing, but I wanted to make sure people know that there's information whether you are a believer or not a believer. So prayer is very important. We want to believe that God has his hand in what's going on, because the Bible tells us that in whatever religious practice you have, there is some authority bigger than ours. But I do the Bible. That's where I'm coming from. But it's more than just relying only on God to do things. And that might sound kind of weird, but that is not coming from me. That's actually coming from the Bible. That's coming from God. And in James 2, I'm just going to read a couple of scriptures to you before I sign out for today. It says here, James 2:14, what good is it, my brother and sister, if someone claims to have faith, be a believer, but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? In other words, what good is that? Suppose a brother or a sister is without clothes or food. If one of you says, go in peace, be warm and filled, but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is that? In the same way, faith by itself, ... is dead. But some of you will say, you have faith, but I do all the deeds. Show me your faith without deeds, and I will show you my faith with deeds. It's a wonderful thing. That just basically says, don't just talk about it, be about it. That simple. Last one is from the Old Testament. This is Isaiah 1:17. It says, if you think we should just sit back and let the chips fall where they may, here is a scripture for you. Learn to do good. Remember, Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do good. Seek justice. Correct oppression. Bring justice to the fatherless. Now that doesn't sound like sit back and just wait for whatever to happen. It sounds like if injustice is happening, discrimination is happening, anything out here is crazy. Yeah, we might have took a little break after the first couple of months. Take a break, get your breath. But it's time for us to do something. We are required to do something. We are required to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, and bring justice to the fatherless. Today is Motivational Monday. I do my videos on Mondays. Not every Monday, because if I don't have anything to say, I don't do it. Now, you might have noticed. I don't know if you noticed it today, but I'm just going to bring it up. I should not, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. So I might look like I'm kind of looking all over the screen. I had eye surgery last week, and my eyes are doing all kind of crazy things. But I thought this was so important, I wouldn't wait until next time. Anyway, take care. God bless.